My dear students, today I am very sorry. It was a kind of technology mix up, and that's why I could not deliver anything in the period. No problem, as I told you, and it is almost we have mutually decided that whenever there is a need, I will supplement those classes with my video lectures. So, uh, today it is the basically beginning of the information technology. Some very interesting facts I am going to narrate before you regarding information technology. Almost everybody is nowadays aware of information technology, but my dear students, you will be surprised that in 1982, not long back, only you see, you can say almost 40 years back, there was a survey. There was a survey, opinion poll survey has been conducted by very famous magazine, The Times, in London, in England. So, what happened? You will be surprised to know the survey was conducted way back in 1981, and it was published. The result of that survey was published on 12th June issue, 12th June 1982 in the Times. What was that? Very interesting story. The survey was conducted that how many of you among the sample population are aware of information technology word. You will be surprised to know that in such a developed nation, and that too you see people, those who are residing in London as well as in suburbs of London, 80% of the population was not aware what is information technology. Way back in 1981, only 4 decades back. But all of a sudden what happened, people started using this term information technology, and in the same England, what happened, minister has been appointed, Minister of Information Technology appointed very soon after that survey. And particularly in the developed world comprising of Western Europe, United States and Japan, people started the use of information technology. There are two words, information and technology. See, first of all, I would like to tell you, John von Neumann in the 1940s, I think correct year is 1945, somewhere in the mid of 1940s, he envisaged, he said that you see, he presented a paper and he talked about computer. He talked about computer and the capacity which computer will hopefully have. Then what happened in the 1950s, I am not going to tell you in detail the developments which have been taken in the field of hardware. My concentration will be on information technology, but this was the beginning. So, what happened in 1982, England was the first country where the Minister of Information Technology has been appointed, and rest is history. Now, information technology, you can say that basically it is a subset, it has become a subset of information and communication technology. The broader spectrum is information and communication technology. Why there was a need? As I told you in the previous lectures of mine, that people started taking up, and their occupation revolves around information, in acquisition of information, in storage of information, in manipulation of data, in retrieval of information, in dissemination of information. That is why you see what does it mean? It means that, and this information ultimately has been used for commercial purpose as well. Almost every field has been using information right from the very beginning. Here I would like to point out that right from the Sumerian civilization, information was there, and means people were involved in information, and they rather, I should say that they have given the importance to information. But slowly and gradually what happened, and particularly in the recent year, information considered significant value, and information has acquired rather significant you see attention all over the world. So, now in the courses also, you are a student of library and information science, but you are being taught information technology. Why? Why? Because, and you see, with the incorporation of information technology, the scope of the subject has been widened. I remember very well, there is an interesting story. हमने जब इस ज्वाइन किया इस डिपार्टमेंट को, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ लाइब्रेरी इंफॉर्मेशन साइंस AMU, तो आपको मैं बताऊं कि उस वक्त तक जो है वो इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं पढ़ाया जा रहा था। एक वो अच्छा वहाँ से कैरिकुलम के डेवलप CDC की आ गई थी, CDC मतलब रिपोर्ट आ गई थी एक कमेटी की, उसमें ये था कि आप इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी कंपोनेंट्स को पढ़ाएं। फिर मीटिंग हुई, सारे टीचर्स, सारे लोग, सीनियर हमारे उस्ताद, सबने ये जो है वो डिपार्टमेंट में बड़ी लेंथी मीटिंग्स हुई, और इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के ज़्यादातर कंपोनेंट्स वो जो UGC के वो जो कमेटी ने सजेस्ट किए थे, वी हैव इनकॉर्पोरेटेड दोज कंपोनेंट्स, एंड द रिजल्ट वाज सीन इन द वेरी नेक्स्ट ईयर. Our students, those who have passed out in the next year with the information technology exposure. What exposure means, theory as well as practice. Lab was also established, and library automation software have also been taught. What happened in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research? 9 students they got selected. They got selected for the as an intern, and it was very prestigious being intern also over there in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. You know that if you have in the beginning of your career, you have got the exposure, and good exposure is there, and in you have worked, you have got the exposure working in a good organization, rest career is almost assured. So, what happened ultimately? Then you see slowly and gradually departments all over the country, they have started information technology, and you see many surveys have been conducted all over the world, not only in the developing nations but in the developed world also. And everybody, you see, findings of those surveys, what these surveys suggest, findings of these surveys, that with the incorporation of IT inputs in the curriculum, library science, I am talking about library science, the employability has been increased, job employability has been increased. People all over the world now, they are consumed in different areas, even in corporate sector, pharmaceutical companies, they are hiring our LIS graduates. ये कैसे मुमकिन हुआ? ये मुमकिन इस वजह से हुआ कि इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी शुरू किया गया पढ़ाने के लिए. तो मैं आपसे ये, माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, मैं आपसे ये एक तरह से रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ और स्ट्रेस दे रहा हूँ इस बात के ऊपर कि आप सारे देखिए, कोर्स के अंदर याद रखिएगा हमेशा सारे सब्जेक्ट्स की इम्पोर्टेंस है, ये याद रखिएगा हमेशा, सारे सब्जेक्ट्स की इम्पोर्टेंस है, बराबर की इम्पोर्टेंस है. किसी से ऐसा नहीं है कि सब्जेक्ट किसी की ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस हो, कम है, क्योंकि आप जानते हैं आपको पास आउट होना है, पढ़ना है, नंबर लाना है, तो सारे सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाए जाते हैं और रिलेवेंस के हिसाब से ही जो है उनका इनकॉर्पोरेशन होता है सिलेबस के अंदर. लेकिन मैं एक बताना चाहता हूँ, जो ख़ास बात है वो ये है कि इंटरव्यू में आप नॉर्मली क्या होता है, नाउ अ डेज हुसेवर कम्स एंड हुसेवर अटेंड्स द इंटरव्यू, कैंडिडेट्स दे से दैट आई वाज इंटरव्यूड by the expert, and they have often, you see, it has happened that they have asked IT related questions. तो आपको जो ये लेक्चर हमारा है, ये एक तरह से एक आप इसे मोटिवेशन कह लीजिए, या इसे आप कह लीजिए कि आपको हम इसमें इस फील्ड में आगे देखना चाहते हैं। तो आप लोगों से ये गुजारिश है कि आप लोग सारे पेपर की हमने आपसे बताया, सबको देखिए खूब अच्छी तरह से, लेकिन आप इसके इनपुट्स के ऊपर गौर कीजिए कि प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ के अंदर जो है, जब आप जॉब के लिए जाएंगे तो आपसे ज़्यादातर जो है क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे। अच्छा, नेट के अंदर भी आप देख लीजिए, नेट के जो आप पुराने पेपर्स आप देख लीजिए कि बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन जो है वो आईटी से रिलेटेड होते हैं। तो इंशाल्लाह इसके ऊपर डिस्कशन हमारा अब चलेगा और ये डिस्कशन होता रहेगा। इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी को आप जानते हैं कि सी पीपल नॉर्मली हियर, आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू वन मोर थिंग. See, people normally say that it is a combination of hardware and software. No. You see, I do not know, I am not able to recall whether I have mentioned the author's name in your BLIP when you were doing BLIP. Jennifer Rowley has written very interesting thing. In his book Fundamentals of Information Technology, for the first time, he has mentioned the human ware also. She said that people are talking about hardware